Be the change. Be the change. Integrated woman. Who is she? The integrated woman is a powerful card, and at her core, she's a queen. She accepts herself exactly as she is. She's not lost in perfection. And I guess this goes for he's and she's. Just be pure in your energy. She's not lost in perfectionism. She knows that both she and life itself can be messy, disorganized, and unpredictable. She might have breakdowns, breakthroughs, good days, bad days, and everything in between. She isn't lost in the idea that she should be enlightened or that her life must be perfect and lived in constant bliss. Constant bliss. She knows that her inner work is making her stronger and helping her heal. She also knows that life is an ongoing journey of highs and lows. Sometimes she is a transcended goddess. At other times, she is a crying mess. The integrated woman lives in and accepts the moment right here, right now, able to embody all sides of herself, not just the goddess. She holds all aspects of herself with awareness and compassion. And a misconception with healing is that you have to work hard at it. You have to work hard at it and then you'll be done. I used to think that all the time before. Like, okay, I'm going to work all day today. I'm going to do only healing, only that, and then I'll be done. And I worked and worked and worked and worked. And sure enough, I did have progress, but I wasn't done. Like, I wasn't done. And we think that it must be hard. And when we are done, we are done. Forever in bliss. Forever happy. Now I'm healed. I'm good. I'm forever in bliss. Healing is a journey of working through the layers and processing bit by bit as we uncover who we really are. And each layer requires integration and learning, not skipping to the end, where nothing hurts anymore. The belief that we need to be healed now can lead to toxic positivity. I'm sure we all know the toxic positive people. Been there, done that too. But we all know the toxic positive people. Spiritual bypassing, so just jumping over or the whole process. And repression, putting it back there, stuffing it down. Repression of our own human emotions that needs our attention and love. Pretending to live in an enlightened state doesn't make it so. There's a lot of spirituality. That is just about the rituals. It's like religion. It's like spirituality. It's like wherever you go, it becomes more about the rituals or the items that you can get, the stuff outside of here. Which this is like healing. We are humans here on planet Earth. We're very misguided from the get-go, and we are mostly guided by other people's need for power and money and sex. That's it. We are guided by, driven by, pulled by. This is the marketing. This is the production of everything that we see around us is driven by those needs from other people. So who are you then? How does this affect you in your life? Well, it affects you in a big way. And sometimes in specific scenarios in life, we are expected to be like always constant bliss, always in a bliss. I mean, once you find the present moment and you can reside there, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get a sense of bliss. It's just a quiet sense of peace and joy in the present moment once you find it. But that doesn't come until after the healing process. The whole healing process about being an integrated woman is like when you start to even look at yourself in a way. Like you look at yourself and you be like, okay, I have everything I'm supposed to have at this time in my life. I'm supposed to be happy. I'm supposed to be I'm successful. I'm supposed to be really happy and joyous about my life. And still you might not feel like you are happy and joyous about your life. And so what is wrong with that? Like, is there something wrong with you? No, there's nothing wrong with you. but it might just be that the blissful, the supposed to be, I should be feeling, this is how I should feel at this time, getting those things, I should feel this would be the right appropriate thing to feel at this time. And then you're trying to feel what you're supposed to feel, and you're trying to feel what you're supposed to feel, instead of going through it. And maybe if you're honest with yourself, and if you truly sat down without fear of losing anybody, without fear of being talked about, without fear of any of that, and you just sat down there and you'd be like, you know what, fudge this. I am just going to say right as it is. I don't even like this. Like, I don't care about it. It doesn't make me happy. It doesn't make me this. It doesn't make me that. Actually, it's annoying. It's this or that. However, it really, truly makes you feel on the inside. You can still function with your politeness, but you're aware that this is not truly who you are, and that's different. Like, okay, this sucks, but I'm going to be polite. I'm going to be kind while I'm here, and I'm going to be appreciative of what they're giving me. So I'm going to be kind while I'm here. And then you don't have to love it, but at least you're not lying to yourself and saying that, oh, I loved it. It was so nice. We had a great time together, and I can't wait to be there again. And then you be lying to yourself instead of be like, okay, yeah, now that was one chore of my list of things to do. And now I can move on to the next thing that I got to do. And sometimes life is like that. And it can be with people in your life, places in your life, things that you have to do with your life, things that are happening around you. It can be with whoever, whatever you are surrounded by in your life. It can feel like that. And so being truthfully honest with ourselves and going through it, like once you go through it, you might have to grieve a little bit, because then you realize that, oh my gosh, I've been like for 10 years now, I've been pretending to love going to the movies. And so I've pretended to do that because I thought it would just make someone else happy or whatever. It can be any kind. That was just an example. It can be anything in your world that you do over and over again for someone else's sake. And you just, oh no, this is so nice. We have such a great time together. We're so good together. And then you just kind of pretend, and you over time. And then once you realize all these things that you have been just pretending about, now you might have to grieve a little bit. And that's okay. Now you can take out the tears, the whatever, however it makes you feel, for losing yourself in that process, for trying to be something that you're not, from trying to pull out something that you're not, and for trying to do that to please other people. And this is what we're taught to do. We're supposed to please the teacher. We're supposed to please the parents. We're supposed to be nice to our friends. We're supposed to please our husband. We're supposed to please, and be nice and please. And we're in all this pleasing. Well, pleasing. We're going to please everything. Now we're going to please everything. No, we're going to roll it back and stop all the pleasing. You don't have to be completely mean, but you can set your foot down and you can be more assertive. You can say, I heard what you just said, but I'm not going to go into it. Or you can say, I see you, what your game is, but I'm not going to go into it. I'm just letting you know, and we can move on with this polite conversation. You can take it all out on your own. You can write about it, write it out. You can do so many things with these things that are coming up. But the main thing is to recognize within yourself, this is a gamble. Like, this is a gamble. How good of a poker player are you? Can you put your poker face on, go out in the world and face all these so-called things that we have to face in our world? Being polite, the social mask, being polite, integrated within the different cycles or circles where you are hanging out or where you move your body and spend your time. So gambling, like, can you gamble on, or do you have a poker face? Can you go out there and know that you are safe behind the mask? Like, you know who you are. If you know who you are, you can walk out there and pretend, oh, look, just be polite, be courteous, be nice, and you will do it so naturally. It will come completely naturally to you. And you know on the inside that you don't have to love everything that you do. You don't have to appreciate every single time that you go somewhere. Sometimes we make compromises because that's what is the right thing to do in that moment. Or maybe it is something that you want to give to someone else because you know that they care for it. They know that you don't really care for it, but you all do it anyway. But being honest with one another, that this is how it is. Honesty, like being decisive. Gamble on yourself. Gamble on your authenticity. Authenticity. Gamble on that. Be your divine self at all times. You can still be polite, you can still be nice, but if you know on the inside who you are and you work through the layers of judgment, of comparison, of all this stuff that we hold inside that is blocking us. When we interact with other people, it'll block us. When we go to do new things, it'll block us. All these things on the inside that we can work on. This is your private inside. Only you know what you have on the inside, and only you know how all these things have been taking you away from your true joy and happiness. Because when you are not authentic, you are not going to also be able to feel fully the joy of life, of being. Because, and the Wheel of Fortune, it will, so your karma is going to reflect however you feel about things, and you're going to bring that more to you. So if you are unsatisfied and you don't really like being there and you don't really do that, but you do it all the time, you spend a lot of time thinking about it, you spend a lot of time being annoyed about it, you spend a lot of time being irritated and all that stuff, well, you're going to get more of it. Here you go, says the universe. You be thinking about this all the time. I'm sure you love it. So here you go. Here you go. You're going to have more of it. We're going to send you all this stuff. Gamble on yourself. Make a bet on your authentic self. Not the play pretend, not the roles. There's nothing wrong with these roles as long as we know that we have them. If you don't know that you have them, then you have become it, and it's a far step from who you truly are. You can still find back to yourself. First things first, you just got to recognize that you are playing a role. And if you are playing a role, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing to be shamed about. There's nothing to feel bad about. Everybody is doing it. Everybody's out there playing roles. How can you step one step above everybody else? It's beneficial. How can you do that? And how can you find your true essence? How can you find your authenticity? How good of a poker player are you? Can you go out there and keep on keeping on with your life, keep on keeping on with the things that you do, while you also search and strive and make it a part of your plan to become an integrated woman who is allowed to scream, she's allowed to cry, she's allowed to be fully blissed, she's allowed to be passionate, she's allowed to be all the more excited, she's allowed to be sad, she's allowed to be everything that she is, knowing that this is what she is. So you can ground yourself in the ebbs and flows of everything. Doesn't have to be constant. You don't always have to be, oh yeah, I joined a organization, a religious organization, or I joined a spiritual community over here, and we're all always so happy, because that was supposed to be. We're supposed to do that. And you might reach that state if you do the inner work. But there are going to be things, even in the most perfectly polished facade, you're going to find on the backside that there are a lot of things. It can be just like little worries about yourself. Are you good enough? It can be just like, how am I going to be able to do that? Am I strong enough to do that? I don't look like the other ones. I'm not that pretty. Maybe it's better to just wash myself out so I don't get any attention from anybody. Maybe it's better to just do these things and just be of service to the people. Remember, it's the people. Like when you're in service to God, you do the inner work. That's what God wants you to know. When you are hopping around, cleaning the floors, making the breakfast, doing this, doing that, you are in the service of man. Man is what wants you to do these things. God, being in service to God, for God, means to do the inner work, to look at yourself. Be still means find a way to quiet your mind. That's when you're going to start tumbling upon who you truly are. And who you truly are is the most beautiful, messy, beautiful thing that you can ever imagine. And it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing to be shamed about. There's nothing you need to hide about it. There's nothing of that. You are everything that you ever will need to be. Behind those polished roles, behind the polished mask, behind the habits and the habitual roles that we play, you are everything. The authenticity. Break away from expectations and fully express yourself in your own unique way, and you will be a magnet for success. And this might mean to close out old cycles where you used to pretend to be happy all the time. Maybe when they asked you when you came to the spiritual meeting or the church meeting or whatever meeting, AA meeting or whatever, and you come there and you be like, okay, how are you today? Well, actually today, oh, I'm fine, I'm good, I'm great. Yeah, I'm outstanding and extraordinary and amazing and awesome and all that stuff. And so then instead you'd be like, today I'm not feeling quite right. I feel a little bit such and such. And then you be honest, truthfully honest, and starting to present the authentic self. It's going to break through a whole lot of layers of anxiety too, because having to always uphold this image, always having to uphold the image is going to cause you to go to the doctor and, hey, can you give me some Valium, because I can't relax anymore when I'm out there with these people, because I always have to be so, oh my gosh, sharing it, oh my gosh, this is amazing, it's amazing, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And then you always have to be like that, and then you're going to eventually need medicine, because on the inside you become completely anxious to see if there's something that you can even uphold. And so there's a lot of stuff that goes into trying to uphold a false image of self. The authenticity, the beautiful, authentic you that can speak your mind and say what you want to say and be how you want to be, dress how you want to dress. You don't have to put your hair up like that. Who wants hair like that anyway? You can chop it and cut it however you want to. It's up to you. If you like it, that's good. Good for you. And so making a choice, choosing yourself, choosing to be authentic in a world where everything is make believe and play pretend. That's a brave move. And I think you got it in you. And that's where you find the joy, you'll find the freedom, you'll find the ease, because every time you do some inner work, everything else becomes easier in your life. That's the gift. That's the true gift of doing God's work here on planet Earth. Esther and Abraham Hicks says, there is no condition, and this can be the condition of playing pretending, or however, any kind of condition. There's no condition that you cannot modify into something more, any more than there is any painting that you cannot repaint. There are many limiting thoughts in the human environment that can make it seem that these so-called incurable illnesses or untouchable conditions, these so-called incurable illnesses or unchangeable conditions cannot be changed. But we say that they are only unchangeable because you think they are. The beautiful light in me honors, loves, respects the same beautiful light in you. Till next time. Namaste.